Hey guys, welcome back to another video of mine. This one is coming up from a bit of advice from what I had this week, where I should look into more issues and things happening in the world. So I thought I'd do that and share with you my personal experiences with them. So this week, I think it was the Labour and Tory party conferences. You know, the big events where like they boast about themselves and whatnot. And I thought I'd share my opinions on them. You know, because I did briefly look at them. First one was the Labour conference, where it was just weird. It was like a weird party of just everybody just chanting Corbyn and no one else, just any of you that was just against it was just, thrown out. And when that Corbyn got on the stage and did his manifest, did his whole points, like it just, I didn't read the whole thing, but it just felt a bit weird. And I'm gonna go into like one of the things I should point out before I say these things, that I don't like either party right now. I'm not affiliated to one or the other immediately right now. Both of them don't come up on my list that high. I mean, mainly because with the party conference, it was the Labour one. It was mainly because I didn't like the feeling of how their goals are. In the sense of like they're just determined to have a win-win situation with everything. I mean, a good one is the Brexit deal. Where like they opened the idea of the people's vote. The sense of like, if you have I mean, it's a stupid thing with this, but it's a case you like, that they opened the idea that like they could have another referendum with one of the choices being that we that we don't do Brexit, that we stay in the EU. Saying that they were open to the idea. Which got a lot of people saying, yay, COVID, all that stuff. But to me, it just felt like, are you just trying to get votes? Are you just trying to get everybody, like, to say nice to you? Because I know for one thing that Labour is in the position, with the opposition, as they are with everything else, that they can say whatever they like. And that's against the government. Despite the fact that, in my mind, they have no clue whatsoever. I mean, especially their policies, which I think are a little bit strange, where, like, the whole renationalisation of a lot of the things which they were going on about the party conference, I wasn't that particularly interested in, because, I mean, it just sounded like a lot of really old people just talking about how, like, the 1970s were great, and how, back in the old days, and they need to return to that form where, and I'm not from the 1970s, I'm not born there, but for me in history, the 1970s sucked. I don't get why that's a big point. I mean, I don't trust the government to run the NHS. Why would I trust them to run trains for me? So that conference was very much about, I think, giving themselves a platform where they could be in a position where they think they can win no matter what. And I don't think that's a great mindset, because it's, if there's one thing May did, which was that ruined her last year, which is don't be overconfident in your assumption that you are going to win, because you might just not. It's downplayed a lot of bad things and good things. So I'd ease up on the idea of it. But that was my view of Labour right now. The Tory conference was even weirder. I mean, if you did have a look at it or glance at the news about it, the term dancing queen was very much a big thing. Which I would say to me, don't try and do that. Don't be hip. As much as you want to like try to get in with people, doing that won't do it. You're the Prime Minister. You're just not going to be universally loved no matter what. The Tory one was kind of strange, because it was sort of like they're defending their actions, which I get. They're the government. They're going to do that no matter what. But I mean, big one was Boris Johnson. Big man himself, who, I don't know if he wants to be leader or doesn't want to be leader. It's just like, make up your mind, man. But how it's like, that whole conference was mainly about Brexit in terms of like them arguing with it. And I found it quite annoying going into that sort of position where, to me, it's just like, what exactly do you lot want? Because you're not going to agree on anything, but you've got to at least try something. And May has been trying to get her party to be in a position of the centre party, which, I mean, they're not. I mean, it's quite difficult to try and look at it that way. You're trying to establish that what they do is right, despite the fact that, like, the whole thing with Chequers is bad, the whole thing with the EU is bad, try to save face, which is admirable but not working. So, I mean, because what they do is just like you just got the tension that May was almost soon to be kicked out, but I also don't know who would want to like be in the position to take over, because I mean in my mindset I've always thought that like when Brexit is done, and I mean that next year when we are officially out, then we'll kick May out in terms of the Tories. I mean yeah, and then they'll put someone else in just to carry them on to the next election. But I mean like. It was a very strange setting that the Tory conference had, where it was just like, it wasn't like I didn't believe everything they said, but it just felt like they had to justify a lot of things they'd done instead of giving me new ideas. Yeah. I mean, in the end, the whole thing with both conferences with Labour and Tory, the big one was Brexit, which I thought was really boring, but then again, that's the big issue right now. And how, to me, it just got in the mindset that both parties have no clue what the hell they're doing. I mean, like, I don't, that's one of the things where, like, I'm not that particularly politically aligned with either of them. Because one thing that the conference has shown me is that I don't believe what the Tories are doing is that right, because one thing, they're fighting with each other because they have no clue what to do. But that does not necessarily mean I believe Labour has any idea what to do, because I still firmly believe that, like, they can argue whatever position they want. They have no fucking clue what the hell to do. There's no one in the government or opposition that has any clue. And I don't, and, it's one of those things where it's like, whenever I hear the news about either party, I'm always in that position of, okay, what's going on? Because I just don't like the idea with these conferences. It's just a big way of trying to justify what they've done, And like, none of them was that good, in my mind. I mean, Tories was defensive, and Labour was boastful, trying to assert themselves that they can, like, get an election by next year, which I would love to say, please don't, I already had a referendum in 2016 and an election in 2017. Please don't make it another one within next year, Could we give us a bit of time before the next election, You don't know, you might win in 2022, whenever the next one is, or you might not. But that's always my fear with both of those parties. They always have that weird assumption the last few years that they're just going to win. Or that they know the public's interest. Which I don't think is right. And I see on Twitter that whole thing with Labour, the idea of, that everyone is just backing and supporting him, when to me it's just like, well, that's just your supporters. Those are people who are just loyal to Labour no matter what, they're loyal to you. I'd like you to try and meet people who maybe aren't that loyal, or at least in the middle, like me, who give me a good reason why I should trust you. And same thing with May. Like, go to people like me to be like, why should I trust your plan? Why should I do that? Instead of just when it's just conferences where it's just all the members who are just going to be unanimously likened to whatever you do. So anyway, that was what happened this week, in terms of the news, I don't mind talking about politics that much in terms of debating it. I don't like sharing it that much, but I don't know, maybe I'll try and do it more in the coming weeks, just see if I can, do that, depending on what the news is. I'll try and share that next week. But anyway, guys, that's it for this week. That's what happened this time. That's been my views on it. I hope you liked it. I hope it was enjoyable, at least to a point. If not, then I'll know. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you actually want to hear me complain and moan more about the world and, what's happening in terms of news and everything else right now. I look forward to it. Till then, guys. Bye.